The apple does not fall far from the tree when it comes to my wife. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Aura Zone Stories. Today we have a story where this woman went to a party with her partner, and when they returning to home this happened. Let's see what really happened. At the beginning of 2022, I caught my wife having an affair with one of her exes. Our marriage wasn't perfect. I was not the perfect husband, I will admit. But I did my best. I put effort into the entire 5 years we were together. I put my all into the relationship. I could not say the same. I was forced to confront the reality of who she truly was shortly after I caught her. She illegally evicted me from our shared home, lied to the police to try and get me arrested, tried to get me fired from my job, and tried to turn all of my friends against me. Some of these succeeded, while others did not. She has made my life terrible since the day I asked her for the divorce, and has planted her heels into the ground over our separation to try and drain all my finances and emotional strength from me. The only upside is we had no kids for her to use as weapons. But I soon found out that her policy of strict birth control with me did not extend to her suitor, as he got her pregnant 5 months ago. I thought maybe this would help speed along the divorce, but it only rallied her in her efforts to destroy me. On Christmas Eve, my wife and her suitor went to a party where both of them got drunk. I find this fact terrible as all her friends knew she was pregnant as well. Her suitor drove them home, a mistake that would cost them both their lives. In the state I live in, our divorce is now considered to never have even started. I will be able to claim her life insurance policy for myself and move back into my home. Her parents called me up distraught yesterday, acting as if the last year had never happened, and offered their full support to my funeral preparations for her. My confusion here was beyond belief. But the apple does not fall far from the tree when it comes to my wife. I told them if they want a funeral, it was coming out of their pockets. I will pay for her to be cremated and deliver her ashes to them in the cheapest urn offered if they desire. They called me horribly and tried to guilt me about her life insurance, but after only 4 minutes on the phone with them, I hung up and blocked every one of her family's numbers. I'm going to be taking a few extra days off work to move back into my house over the next week. I've already made arrangements to have her stuff hauled off, so my home will be an empty canvas to start my life anew. I don't know if there is a God, or if this was just karma, but I truly believe now that I have come out on the other side of the storm. I have decided to elaborate on a few common threads I see in this post here, as responding to all the comments would be too much. Firstly, some are judging me for the way I am reacting to the death of 3 people. You're right, it is not normal nor is it healthy. I feel no emotions toward my ex at this moment. All my hatred, resentment, and regret evaporated when I learned of her death. I feel nothing but relief right now. This void has slowly consumed me over the past few days. I feel numb, like I'm dreaming. Like what happened is not real. This woman made my life terrible for over a year. She set out to destroy me and would not stop until she did. I do not like the fact that I feel this way over the death of 3 people, but that is not a box I feel ready to unpack at this moment. Secondly, I have reached out to my ex's mom today, and things are much more civil as of now. I'll pay the hauling company to move her stuff into one of their storage units, and they can figure out the rest. Her mother revealed to me that they cannot afford to host a funeral for my ex. I am 100% the legal beneficiary of her life insurance. Despite my past hatred for her family, I told her mother I will give them a small amount from her life insurance, so they can have a service and arrange burial logistics for her. This is contingent on us cutting ties after, and I will not be involved any further in her funeral. I will still be talking to a lawyer. Lastly, I am not going to elaborate any further except the only lives lost was hers, her suitor, and their unborn child. Some were saying I should sell the house. Right now, I only want to return to my home. The details of where I end up, either there or somewhere over the rainbow, are yet to be determined. I do not know what life holds for me or for any of us. This event happened, maybe for a reason, or maybe the universe has no logic at all. This gift put an end to a period of my life that sent me to the brink of destruction. It's morbid to think that the death of 3 people was what pulled me to the other side alive. It's interesting how quick it can all change or end. It will definitely be a fresh start, and I hope he finds someone worthwhile again, or just have fun for the rest of his life. She and her lover got what they deserved. As if cheating on him wasn't cruel enough, she still wanted to keep him tied to her just to screw up his life. Depending on her behavior, he could have the gesture of sending her the things of her deceased daughter, or just throw them at her no matter what. He should change all the locks in his house soon. You may have found the freedom you seeked, but I'll say this, don't lose who you are or your humanity. Being the bigger person sometimes doesn't mean doing the right thing sometimes, but also to prove you are not the same as the people who did you wrong. As far as her parents are concerned, be gentle yet firm. To you she was a monster, but to them it was their child and grandchild. That's an unimaginable pain. Not saying to forgive her or do what your in-laws ask. I am just asking you to be fair and just recognize that she was a human who, despite her faults, was loved by some people. Those people deserve their closure, and it may fall down to you to provide it. Don't trash her belongings. Get a lawyer to mediate this situation. They may contain irreplaceable items. I've been with my wife for almost 4 years and married for 2.5 years. During this time, we have had several instances of her being unfaithful to me with different men, mostly through texts and Snapchat. While hurtful and disturbing, none of this equaled to a full-on affair. She told me that these instances were to validate herself, and she didn't mean to hurt me. Each time she promised she was done doing that kind of thing, and would be regretful for months afterwards. I would forgive her, because I had faith in her and believed ending our relationship over words and pictures would be a mistake. This all changed in 2019. She started talking to an old co-worker she worked with as a teen. She told me about it initially, and how he was hitting on her and she was going to stop talking to him. However, she did not stop talking to him and it got out of hand, and she was texting him non-stop for days. When I found out, I fell into a deep darkness and sought out therapy. I was upset because she lied about talking to him, and unlike guys before, she was spending us time talking to him on her phone. This guy also had a six-pack and a huge stuff. I've told several of friends if I saw his picture and heard the story, I would have laughed because of how ridiculous his body is. I have a dad bod and a semi-attractive face, and my stuff is average. She said she didn't do anything wrong initially, and we had fights about it for days. Meanwhile, my physical health was declining. I was getting bad heart palpitations. It led to a conversation where I told her if she couldn't stop talking to this person, then we couldn't be together. She chose him over me. However, hours later she apologized and we made up. Over the next few months, I kept going to my weekly therapy sessions, while she kept relapsing and talking to this person. She told me she was relapsing because she was worried about him and thought he was depressed over a divorce he was going through. After the 4th time I caught her lying, I drove off and said I was going to leave her. After this, she stopped talking to him cold turkey for about 5 months. During this time, he tried contacting her several times, and each time she would tell me and would not reply. That is until her dad passed away. After her dad passed, she started talking to him again, and they met up, and after 3 meetups they had bedroom activity. She initially implied when I found out about the affair that he had mistreated her. However, later she admitted that was a lie. They had an affair for about 6 weeks until around Christmas time. During the time of the affair, while I was unaware she was having bedroom activity another man. We had several large fights during the affair period. I thought they were related to her dad's passing, unaware of the affair. During these fights, she told me I didn't trust her. She wasn't attracted to me anymore. I was socially awkward. My nail biting disgusted her. Bedroom activity was boring, and we were not compatible. She also told me on several occasions she wanted to leave me. However, she said she's wanted to leave me a bunch of times in the past, and it's more of a nuke she uses rather than actually meaning it. She said I wasn't taking care of myself like I used to. We have both put on weight since meeting. For the record, in my opinion at least, the bedroom activity between us was bad mainly because of her. She put little effort in the bedroom and left it up to me to order toys she wanted. And once the toys she wanted were delivered, she didn't want to use them ever. I have handcuffs that were used twice, a whip that was used twice, and a bunch of other stuff that is just sitting there. She also only orgasms through oral, and she only lets me go down on her once a month if I'm lucky. My penetration game is lackluster. I'm 6 feet 4 inches and have a hard time finding the right positions. Also, my wife is dry down often there because there is no foreplay. She doesn't seem to understand foreplay is pretty much required for good bedroom activity in a long-term relationship where the new car smell has worn off. I know she probably wasn't attracted to me, so bedroom activity isn't exciting to her. After about a month the fights were dying down and stopped. I thought she stopped fighting with me because she wanted me to have a good Christmas and then drop divorce papers in the new year. Turns out her relationship with her partner was going in a downward spiral. I found out about the affair a couple days before New Year's. The affair was dying down when I saw she got a notification on Snapchat. I saw App's name and I knew something was up. I asked her about it and was devastated after finding out she had slept with him. I had bad chest pains, threw up every morning for a week, and was having panic attacks at work. My wife was open about her affair, for the most part, and gave me most of the details I asked about, not all at once though. She initially said she didn't have feelings for him, and it was only physical. However, I learned later on that she asked to spend the night at his house, and when I asked her about that she said if she did she would have slept in a different room. Okay, whatever you say, honey. I mean, why would you spend the night at someone's house if it was just physical? It doesn't make sense. Despite his body, he was a bad premature ejaculator. She said the bedroom activity was initially good, but it ended up becoming shorter and more painful. Her partner was also bad at giving oral. He also was very rude and wouldn't get her something simple like water after bedroom activity. I called and talked the partner for a half an hour, and he gave me a bag of half-truths and lies. He said that my wife wanted him to put a baby in her. We've been trying for a baby for years with no luck. She claims she never said that. She asked him not to use protections. Wife claims that's a lie. He also said she was having bedroom activity with him because life is too short. Her partner said he could never be with my wife because she is too outgoing and he could never date a cheater. He said he was also lying to her about another woman to keep her away and didn't want to be the cause of a divorce. My wife was angry that he lied to her, the other woman. While I believe some of what he said, some of it I'm pretty sure he lied about, because my wife showed me texts they had afterwards where he contradicted himself a bit, and they ended on bad terms. The actually physical affair doesn't bother me too much. I told my wife before I would be open to a devil's three-way if she was open about it, and shared all the messages with me. She refused, saying that messages are too personal, and that it wouldn't work out and we should be monogamous. I don't like being lied to, and her talking to men behind my back makes me feel like I am getting made fun of and judged. Oddly enough, her partner suggested a devil's three-way as well, and she said I wouldn't have been into it. What gets me in the end is the following: my wife's lying and manipulation during the affair. The partner going through with it knowing I was depressed from just them talking. He didn't know I was going to therapy. The way partner treated my wife disrespectful and basically using her, knowing full well what she was sacrificing. Knowing that years of me doing all kind of things for my wife. Everything short of dressing her, money management, dog care, errands, managing the household, cooking, and getting her whatever she wanted when she would ask for it. I did this as a way to compensate for her making more money than me. To know that a man can come out of nowhere and steal her away hurts so bad. He didn't have to do anything to win her over besides have a good body. The bedroom activity stuff she would do with partner and not do for me. My wife showing more concern for partner's health than my own on several occasions, and even mocking my heart palpitations. Partner lying to me and saying he wanted to be only friends with her when I confronted him when it was just text messages. Partner came to my house, she said it was his idea. Partner said it was her idea, so who knows. I'm the first long-term relationship my wife has had who hasn't physically or mentally abusive or used her for money. In the aftermath, my wife wants to go to therapy now, wanted to go after she started bedroom activity with her partner. That's a positive. She's treated me the past month like she did when we first started dating. She lost her job after being written up for more and more things after I found out. My therapist thinks it's related to her guilt. I've always been forgiving. I'm hanging in there in hopes therapy and a lesson learned will keep her from cheating again. I know it's a long shot and many on this subreddit in particular will think I am insane. However, I am willing to give her a final opportunity to mature and learn from the past. I'm not afraid of losing her anymore. I would much prefer her in my life. However, if she can't be faithful, then I have no business being with her. She has betrayed him in every way she can. She has done everything with this man and lied to his face about doing it. She had him in his house and on his bed. For God's sake, she tried to get pregnant by him. She has done every bedroom activity act imaginable with him. How does that make him feel? Sorry to be brutal, but he has to face reality. His wife does not love or respect him. If she had any tiny bit of either, she could not treat him this way. He has major health problems. She ignores him. She would prefer to take care of her partner. She is only with him because he is unavailable, and he is a meal ticket for her. As soon as another guy comes along who captures her fancy, she will do this to him again. He must lawyer up, get his finances in order, and leave her. He is young. He fortunately do not have any children with her to worry about. He can start over easily. She has already started to damage him. He should leave before it gets worse.